Hello, this is a kind of mini devlog just about how my approach to the environmental design philosophy of peripheral error has changed after that playtest we had with the principal. Um, it's just a quick update about the fact that I'm now realizing that since breaking line of sight is the main mechanic, thanks to how the raycasts work on Raticus, and how the plan about the safe zones for the house and the center tree have fallen through. Um, my kind of like initial idea of how the environment would be designed about these three big safe zones and traveling diagonally through them doesn't really work anymore. Um, which I think is fine. I'm enjoying the adaptation, but it's now a lot more about, say, Raticus is chasing you from this direction, you'll be hiding behind this tree, break this line of sight, and then he'll go off in another direction. I'm uh after noticing that before this second playtest, which is taking place very soon. Um, I'm going. Well, I did a lot of work um at making it so that the cave isn't as much of a death trap. That's always been the concern um for me, and it's something that's lingered with me through the whole project. That the cave is very hard to make your way through, and it's a little bit unfair. It's just the fact that even for something that I plan to be a difficulty spike, it's proving to be an unfair difficulty and not an enjoyable one. So here's the new cave entrance. This is a model that I did myself based on a concept sketch that Caden did, which I will be pulling up in a second. Um, but in general, it's just a lot of working with Caleb's wires, the wire package that I got, and decorating the cave with them, decorating this outside with them, um, and then kind of fully going on to make this cave entrance, which I don't think took me too long. Um, it was about an hour in Maya, which was quite nice to get into. Um, I'll actually link the image below. I don't think I have it on hand at me. I think it's on Teams. But moving into the cave, immediately, um, the player is shown multiple places from left to right where they can hide. And that is the most important thing with this. The difficulty for the cave has been scaled with this breaking line of sight mechanic. There's constantly things across the floor which you can spin around. Things that you can't spin around are considered a bit more difficult, like this, but still completely fair, I'd say. Um, it's just considering the distance between them. This is the perfect example. You can fully spin around this, and it's in the center of the room. This is probably the easiest thing to use in the entire cave. Meanwhile, this spot is intentionally tricky. Um, if you can get through here, it's a very tight squeeze, and it really doesn't cover as much as you would want it to because of the diagonal angle up here. Meaning that if Rakus is coming at you from the perspective I'm seeing now, you can't really hide very well. So you can kind of um, get yourself killed by hiding in the wrong spot or not fully thinking it through, which I'm really enjoying. I think, as sadistic as it sounds, um, thinking about the ways that Raticus can absolutely kill the player and how that factors into the difficulty is really fun, as well as just the general aesthetic. Using what I have at my oh my god, that was a terrible fumble. Um, disposal to create an interesting environment is something that I've really enjoyed with this. The like bundle of wires here is especially a highlight, and then these giant wires back here, as a lot of the wires do get a lot bigger when you get deeper into the cave, and it gives that kind of feel of like getting further and further out of your depth, and just how sparse this main room is for places to hide, and the fact that they're all quite like untrustworthy, with them being diagonal, really adds that kind of interest and difficulty that I've been enjoying. Um, Overall, it's just so much better linked with gameplay, the environmental design now, that it's actually made it a lot more interesting for me to do, as well as for the player to experience, which is just really fun all around, I think. Um, and there's been a few material changes, like I've learned to use emissives with the materials, so that's been used for the top of this central tree and then for the firewall here. That's basically all for this mini devlog. I didn't want to make it too long, considering it's supposed to be small. So that's basically all of it. Thank you for your time.